Chapter 33. And this is the blessing with which Moses the man of God blessed the sons of Israel before his death. And he saith, Jehovah from Sinai hath come, and hath risen from Seir for them. He hath shone from Mount Paran, and hath come with myriads of holy ones. At his right hand are springs for them. Also he is loving the peoples. All his holy ones are in thy hand, and they sat down at thy foot. Each he lifteth up at thy words. A law hath Moses commanded us, a possession of the assembly of Jacob. And he is in Jeshurun king, in the heads of the people gathering together, the tribes of Israel. Let Reuben live and not die, and let his men be a number. And this is for Judah. And he saith, Hear, O Jehovah, the voice of Judah, and unto his people do thou bring him in. His hand hath striven for him, and an help from his adversaries art thou. And of Levi he said, Thy Thummim and thy Urim are for thy pious one, whom thou hast tried in Massah. Thou dost strive with him at the waters of Meribah, who was saying of his father and his mother, I have not seen him. And his brethren he hath not discerned, and his sons he hath not known. For they have observed thy saying, and thy covenant they keep. They teach thy judgments to Jacob, and thy law to Israel. They put perfume in thy nose, and whole burnt offering on thine altar. Bless, O Jehovah, his strength, and the work of his hands thou acceptest. Smite the loins of his withstanders, and of those hating him, that they rise not. Of Benjamin he said, The beloved of Jehovah doth tabernacle confidently by him, covering him over all the day. Yea, between his shoulders he doth tabernacle. And of Joseph he said, Blessed of Jehovah is his land, by precious things of the heavens, by dew, and by the deep crouching beneath, and by precious things, fruits of the sun, and by precious things, cast forth by the moons, and by chief things, of the ancient mountains, and by precious things, of the age-during heights, and by precious things, of earth and its fullness, and the good pleasure of him who is dwelling in the bush. Let it come for the head of Joseph, and for the crown of him who is separate from his brethren. His honor is a firstling of his ox, and his horns are horns of a reem. By them peoples he doth push together to the ends of earth. And they are the myriads of Ephraim, and they are the thousands of Manasseh. And of Zebulun he said, Rejoice, O Zebulun, in thy going out, and O Issachar, in thy tents. Peoples to the mountain they call. There they sacrifice righteous sacrifices. For the abundance of the seas they suck, and hidden things hidden in the sand. And of Gad he said, Blessed of the enlarger is Gad. As a lioness he doth tabernacle, and hath torn the arm, also the crown. And he provideth the first part for himself, for there the portion of the lawgiver is covered, and he cometh with the heads of the people. The righteousness of Jehovah he hath done, and his judgments with Israel. And of Dan he said, Dan is a lion's whelp, he doth leap from Bashan. And of Naphtali he said, O Naphtali, satisfied with pleasure, and full of the blessing of Jehovah, west and south possess thou. And of Asher he said, Blessed with sons is Asher, let him be accepted by his brethren, and dipping in oil his foot. Iron and brass are thy shoes, and as thy days thy strength. There is none like the God of Jeshurun, riding the heavens in thy help, and in his excellency the skies. A habitation is the eternal God, and beneath our arms age-during. And he casteth out from thy presence the enemy, and saith, Destroy. And Israel doth tabernacle in confidence alone. The eye of Jacob is unto a land of corn and wine. Also his heavens drop down dew. O thy happiness, O Israel! Who is like thee? A people saved by Jehovah, the shield of thy help, and he who is the sword of thine excellency. And thine enemies are subdued for thee, and thou on their high places dost tread.